I just shot this video for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then somebody made a comment that said, it was Kathleen, I believe, is your audio on? And no, it wasn't. So, Kathleen, thank you very much. Which reminds me, if you're brand new to this channel, we talk about all things financial services related. Mostly the things that you need to know about getting into this industry and how to succeed in this industry. No fluff, no BS, just stuff that we can talk about openly and honestly. So, and we're trying to put up content, or I'm trying to put up content myself and Angela, several times a week. So it's very important to hit that subscribe button down below so you get the notifications of our new videos. But again, more importantly is to mash that bell, because that gives you instant notifications on things like this when we go do live streams. And we're going to do a lot more live streams. Always make a comment, and you can reach me. My information is in the description. You can call me, text me, or you make a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you're looking for a place to go and you're confused by all these MLMers and these recruit, listen, here's the bottom line. If someone wants you to recruit before you get licensed, you got to start wondering what you're doing there. Look, we're in the business of selling life insurance. I talk about this all the time. If everybody's recruiting and no one's selling, no one's making any money, okay? So, again, that's just, I put that out there. I beat that drum a lot, and the message is starting to get out, because I'm getting a few hundred calls a week from people that are stuck in those kind of organizations, or are being, solicited to go to work for some of those kind of agents. Here's the bottom line: if they start drawing circles about how people you get this, you start, you get 2 more, and they get 2 more, you're an MLM that requires you to recruit in order to advance. Nothing wrong with building an agency. Obviously, I'm doing that myself. It's how you build the agency, and it's also being forced to build an agency so that you get paid what you're worth on your own pin. Okay, there shouldn't be any requirements to recruit in order to get promoted up the contract rate. That's not what this video is about. I got off on a tangent there. This video is about, I get a lot of calls and stuff from agents all during the week, is, I want to sell Final Expense. I want to sell, med supplements. I want to do life insurance. I want to do, dental and health and vision and disability and all that stuff. And I wonder, I always find that to be crazy, because one of the reasons why we got in this business was for years I was a captive agent. I was working for New York Life, MetLife, and all these different companies out there. And we only could sell the what was in their box. We got a portfolio of products, and if it wasn't in there, we couldn't sell it. And sometimes in this industry, mortgage protection and life final expense, we tend to box ourselves in the same way. And my question to you is, why do we do that? Don't you want to be a full service solutions provider to your clients? I mean, here's the deal. If you're going to work the lead program, it's generally going to be a final expense lead, or it's going to be a mortgage protection lead. Either one, right? They're going to, it depends on what kind of leads that you're buying. And you should go in there and make that sale. You should go in there. This is where people get themselves in a mess, is they'll get a final expense lead, or they'll get a mortgage protection lead, and that client wants mortgage protection solution or a final expense solution, which is, typically speaking, it's either, for mortgage protection it's going to be a term policy, for final expense it's going to be a whole life policy, right? And they roll in there with an IUL. They didn't ask for an IUL; they asked for a mortgage protection or a final expense. So go in there and sell them that. But at the end of the day, that's the certainty, right? We want if you go in there, as I tell people that I talk to and hire to our agency, if you just work the lead program and you go in there and you sell them what they're asking for, you will be able to make multiple 6 figures just doing that. However, going in with an IUL is more of a bait and switch type of thing. Just, again, sell them what they want, right? But we have to change this is my opinion, we have to change our mentality away from this one-off, mindset, right? Going in there, make one sale, get a lead, go make one sale, get a bunch of leads, go make a few more sales, and there's no relationship building there, and you're not maximizing the relationship. Right, people buy from people they like, know, and trust, right? So you go in there and you take care of that final expense or that mortgage protection need, right? They get the policy, it's everything you said that it was, and they trust you. So you get that like, know, and trust, and then you look for other opportunities to maximize that relationship with the client beyond just the life products, right? That's old school. And as I've told you before, right, I'm old. I'm not really old, but I'm in my late 50s, early 60s, to be exact, I turn 61 next week. Okay, but look, that along with that comes a lot of experience. And here's the point. Years ago, we did all that. We had a computer. I remember when the original Macs, it sat on my desk. It was on a little floppy disk drive that went inside of it, and I'd put that in there, and I'd pipe all my customers in there, and I was doing not emails, but I was doing direct, I'd print a letter out, and I'd sign it, put it in an envelope, mail it out. It was all about relationship building because we wanted to get we wanted to get more than just that initial sale. We wanted to get the college funding. We wanted to get the retirement planning. We wanted to get the annuity sale. We wanted to get, their kids and and get referrals. That was the whole thing. And a lot of us in this business today, we don't do that because it's just so easy to go grab another stack of leads, book 10 or 15 appointments, go out there and sell my one-off product, whether that be life insurance or final expense. We're not looking for those other opportunities. And you're literally walking past thousands of dollars. Why would you not want to have med subs in your bag? You may not like med subs, right? I'm not a big fan of whole life insurance, right? So, but I sell it. I don't have to like it. I know it does. I know it's good for some people, or I wouldn't sell it. So, but it's just not, it's just not something I focus on, right? So, med subs is one of those things. What about Medicare Advantage? Would you not want to have that? So as that client gets older or has a need, you're there. You can be that like I said, you can be that full service solutions provider. Same goes with disability income, as I mentioned earlier, drug plans, cancer plans, dental, vision, and hearing plans. Then you have your final expense. You've got your funeral trust. You've got the life insurance. You've got annuities if you want to do that. Fixed annuities, which doesn't require a Series 6. And then, of course, you have the long-term care. Long-term care is huge right now because the baby boomers are beginning to retire, and they're focused on, I can't tell you how many times a week that I get asked for, do we have anything with long-term care, right? So you want to have that, don't you want to have that in your bag? Right? It's all about how much premium that you can run through your business. Whether you're building an agency or whether you are your only business, you are the business, right? You're your only writer. You still want to be able to maximize that relationship. It's much easier to maximize that relationship and find other areas to serve, gain referrals, than it is to keep doing those one-off sales, right? So, and then of course, you have the pre-need market as well. But again, long-term care, short-term care. Home health care. Look, that's what we're in the business for. We're in the business of protecting families. And all these products apply to that principle. It just depends on where they are in their life at that particular time. They also have referrals. They also have their kids, their grandkids that would fit into different products. So my challenge to you is not to box yourself in. There are some agents out there that are just final expense only, and they're with IMOs that only sell final expense. I don't understand. I never did understand why you would do that because, again, you're boxing yourself into only selling one product all the time, and you're walking away from thousands and thousands of dollars of premium that you could otherwise be writing yourself, or if you're building an agency, your agencies could be writing that, right? So use the lead as a pathway to other opportunities and create that like, know, and trust relationship with them. Personally, that's how you run a successful life insurance career, right? In that you are their trusted advisor, and you can help them with a vast array of products, right? So that's my thing for today. I hope you got something out of this. Again, my challenge to you, if you're with those organizations that only sell final expense or only do mortgage protection, expand your horizons and look around. And this is a phenomenal industry. What a great time to be into it. You've heard me say 100 times that life insurance is an event-based business, and there's no greater event than a pandemic to get people to rush into life insurance. I think it's a number one and number two search term on the internet right now. Great time to be here. It's going to be that way for several years. as a result of this COVID, and we're even not past it right now. So again, if you like what you saw today, give me that big thumbs up. You know I've been talking about that lately because YouTube is telling us that the thumbs up tells us that people like your product. Even the thumbs down, which I don't know why. If you don't like the content, well, why are you here, right? So, but if you want either one, it creates engagement, and YouTube likes that. So appreciate the thumbs up. Grateful for that you would take the time to mash that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button and mash that bell so you get instant notifications. I'll see you again because we're still continuing that series on how we make money here, the 3 types of income. And the next video, the first one was about our commission structure and how we get paid. And I'll try to put that up here once this video is uploaded. And then the next one's on residual, and the one after that is passive, and you're not going to want to miss those videos. Have a great day. Appreciate you. And go out there and be a full-service solutions provider in this business, and you'll do very, very well. If I can help you, you can text me, email me, or pick up the phone and call me. Bye-bye now. I put that up here. Video is on residual